You know, one of the things that made Bells a pilgrimage, if you were growing up in Australian surfing in the early 70s, was MP's dominance of the event, you know.
He was supremely dominant for 3 years in a row.
He just seemed to paddle faster than everyone else and do more manoeuvres than everyone else. Michael was unstoppable in the era where it was, they counted every wave you caught and it was points for manoeuvres.
Which meant there was a set amount of points at every turn you did. And they reckon it was like switching the windscreen wipers on your car in full. He just went out there and just went completely berserk, throwing 8 million turns on every wave because he thought it out. You know, he sat there and he thought out, he had a strategy for it, he had a plan for it.
There was a kind of a classic era. I walked past his car. They used to actually print this sheet which had wave sizes, manoeuvres and what points you actually got for waves. And I remember walking past Michael's car and Michael had the sheet of points and manoeuvres pinned or taped, you know, it was masking tape to the dash of his car. And it was like, you know, a homework assignment. There it is on the dash of the car.
MP's got this, he's now been infused with a sort of haze of nostalgia, you know. You know, the brilliant surfer who was a bad guy and, you know, all that sort of thing. And it's convenient to see him from that point of view. But in the early 70s, he actually freaking existed, man. He was like the black wizard of surfing in Australia, you know.
It didn't matter, you know, who he competed against. It didn't matter what the system was. It didn't matter whether it was Bell's Bowl, you know, at 4 feet or Bell's Bowl at 8 foot, or whether it was, you know, 2 foot ring con at high tide. Michael was pretty much unbeatable.
You know, he's hacking out bottom turns that people don't do nowadays. And yet, and he's doing it with that whole black wizard aura. It sort of made the whole event seem more legendary.
He preferred his own company, and I think he found a lot of his own company down here. And whether that was in the bush up here or, you know, in his rental house back in Old Torquay or in the car or wherever he found it, I think he found a bit more space down here and kind of settled into the groove of the place pretty well, and I think that was reflected. I think the fact that he won the first 3 pro events here.